So today we are going to perform the second experiment for the computer aided engineering. The title of the experiment is truss analysis using 1D element. So in the last experiment we got familiar with the basics of this FreeCAD software. So now here from the drop down menu I will select the sketcher option and I will start with the new sketch or initially with the new document. So in the upper left corner you can click on this button, create a new empty document. Okay. So here in the tree you can click on this unnamed, and under this subtree menu you can change the label to truss analysis using 1D element. Okay. So once you select this sketcher option from the drop down menu, you can see this option, create a new sketch. So I will click on this. So again I will select this you can see the coordinate symbol and the in the bottom right corner of your screen, XYZ axis. So I will select this XZ plane. Okay, so this plane got selected. So I will click on OK. Here you are supposed to create the sketch of the truss that we are going to analyze. So this truss problem we are going to solve. So total 1, 2, 3, 4 truss members are there. This node number 1 and 4 is at the fixed end. Node number 2 is on the ruler support. Here in this example the dimensions are given in inches. We are going to convert it into millimeters. Say for example, for 40 inches it is 1016 millimeter. For 30 inches it is 762 millimeter. The load, vertical load is acting on node number 3 is 25,000 lbs. Okay, so 25,000 lbs is 111 kilonewton, and at node number 2 the 20,000 lbs load is acting in the right direction, so which is equal to 89 kilonewton. Modulus of elasticity for the material is 29.5 into 10 raised to the power 6. Okay. So which is equal to 295 GPa, and area is area of the each truss member is cross sectional area is 1 inch square. Okay, so that also we will convert it into the millimeter square. Okay, so this sketch we are going to prepare in the FreeCAD. Okay, so first from here I will begin with the so select this create a line option. From here I will enter, I will create a random line. Then after that I will click on this horizontal distance constraint, click on this line. So 40 inches means 1016 mm. Okay, click on OK. So we can zoom out. Okay. So now again I will select this line option, create line, and from this point I will draw a vertical line. So you can draw a random vertical line, and after that you can click on this vertical constraint, vertical distance constraint, click on this line. So here the value is 762 millimeter, which is 30 inches. So click on this. Then after that again I will click on this create line. So again horizontal distance constraint. So here I will enter the value of 1062 mm, 1016. Okay, then after that create line from this point so you can move these dimensions here by clicking on that particular dimension. Okay, here our basic sketch of the truss is over. So I will click on this close button here on the left hand side. So you can zoom out from here. So you can take this truss at the center of the screen. Okay. So now with reference to the problem, these two node number 1 and 4 are fixed and node number 2 is having roller support. Okay. So now our sketch part is over. Now I will select the FEM option from the drop down menu, finite element analysis. So the first step is to click on this A symbol. Creates an analysis container with standard solver Calculix. So under this drop down menu you can see the solver CCX tool. So click on this sketch, then we will now fix these two nodes, node number 1 and 4. So select this. So I will select this point and add. Select this second point and add. So okay, so constraint fix. If you zoom into this you will see this the nodes are fixed. This one is fixed, also this node is also fixed, node number 1 and 4. So now this node number 2 is having roller support. So I will click on this sketch, then this creates a FEM constraint for a displacement acting on a geometry entity. So click on this, select this node, node number 2, add and OK. So a roller support is created here. Okay. So constraint displacement you can see in the tree menu. So now second we are going to apply the force constraint. So here 25,000 lbs, that means 111 kilonewton is acting. So click on this button, create a FEM constraint for a force acting on a geometry entity. Click on this, select this node, add, then here you are supposed to enter the value 111 kilonewton, that means 3 zeros, 111,000 Newton. So here we are going to specify the direction. So click on this line and click on the direction. So here it is going to be in the upward direction. So we want it along the negative z-axis. So click on the reverse direction. Okay. Click OK. So here you can see the force acting in the downward direction of magnitude 111 kilonewton. Okay. So now next is here at the node number 2, the load is acting along the positive x-axis. So again we will select this button, create a FEM constraint for force acting on geometry entity, then select this node number 2, then add, and the magnitude of the load is 20,000 lbs, which is 89 kilonewton. So here enter 89,000 Newton. So here we are going to select this line as direction. Okay. Okay. So here you can see the load is acting along the positive x-axis on the node number 2. So now select this sketch, then material. So here I will select the Calculix steel. The modulus of elasticity is given as 295 GPa. Okay. So here I will select this option to change the value to 295 GPa. So 295. So click on OK. So now next option is click on this sketch, then create the beam cross section. So we will select here the circular cross section for the each truss member. So now here in our example, the area of each truss member is 1 inch square, which is equal to 645 millimeter square. So with reference to the 645 millimeter square, the diameter is going to be 14. Okay. So you can click here the diameter as so the radius is going to be 14. So here you can enter the value of diameter as 28. Okay. So click on OK. So here in this drop down menu you can see the element geometry 1D. So now after this we are going to apply the mesh. So sketch. So here you can click on this option, create FEM mesh from shape by Gmesh mesher. Okay. So from here you can select the 1D elements. So maximum element size. So the maximum size of the element is this member is having maximum length. So that length we will select. Okay. So here uh, 50 inches we are supposed to find out. Inches to millimeter. So here 50 inches, which is equal to 1270 millimeter, because this member is having length 40 inches, this member is having length 30 inches. So obviously this member is going to have the value 50 inches. Okay. So 50 inches is equal to 1270 millimeter. So here I will enter the maximum value as 1270, minimum element size as 1270, so that exact 4 one-dimensional elements are created. So apply and OK. So here if you click on this, so it is which visibility is turn off. You can turn on the visibility of any option of this tree member by clicking on the space bar button of your keyboard. Okay. So here you can see in the bottom subtree menu, the nodes are 8, total nodes are 8 and edges are 4. So here in our examples also total number of nodes are so here actually the 4 nodes are there, 1 2 3 4, but there are 2 variables at each node, horizontal and vertical displacement. That is why here the 8 nodes are mentioned in the FreeCAD and the total edges are 4. Okay. So now click on this solver CCX tool. So on the right hand side you can click on this 2 small arrows and click on this option, change solver attributes and runs the calculations. So click on it. So from this the analysis type is static. Okay. So click on this write.inp file, write completed. So you can click on this run Calculix. So this button. So wait for few seconds. Calculix done without error. Loading result sets. So close this, and now after this click on these two arrows and click on runs the calculation for selected solver. Okay. So now you can see the result section. So CCX results. So you can click on this button, shows and visualizes selected results. So click on this button. So the displacement magnitude is, the minimum is 0 mm and maximum is 9.14 mm. Okay, so here you can see the displacement. Okay. So how the displacement will occur, that you can see in the truss. Okay, after the application of 111 kilonewton load at the node number 3 and 89 kilonewton load on the node number 2. Okay. So now here you can see the von Mises stresses. Minimum value is 661.70 megapascal and maximum value is 980 megapascal. Okay. So this actually this animation is for the displacement. So here our experiment is complete. Okay. So the different, so for writing down the result part of your manual, so you can vary the different parameters in this numerical. So the first parameter that you can vary is under this element geometry, you can vary the cross section of the truss member. So here I have entered the value 28. You can enter the two more different values and you can check the results. Okay. Then for the material section, you can vary the density here by clicking on this button, and Young's modulus, two different values for density and two different values for Young's modulus, and you can cross check the results. Okay. So by the third one is you can change the load also. Constant force is there. So this is 111 kilonewton. So this you can vary and you can cross check the results. The second force also you can vary, 89,000 Newton, and you can cross check the results. So by varying these different 3-4 parameters, you can cross check the results. So for taking the new results, you will have to click on this result, then press the delete button, then click on this dat file delete button, then result mesh delete, then this one delete. Now say for example I have changed this value material solid. Okay, so the density I will change here from 7,900 to say for example 6,000 or 5,000 value, okay, kilogram per millimeter cube. So this parameter I have changed. Now I will click on OK, and again what you will have to do, you will have to select this solver CCX tool and you will have to run this option, changes the solver attribute and runs the calculations. So again static option, write INP file, write complete, run Calculix, Calculix done without error. So click close. So by changing the value of the density, I have got the different results. You can click on this results. Okay, so 661 we have got the same values, actually there is no change. Why? After changing the, we will check the displacement also. The displacement magnitude is also same, so that you can note down in the results table. Similarly you can delete these options, CCX results, result mesh, and this dat file. After deleting this, change the another parameter value, say for example the forces, and again run the solver for getting the different results. Okay, so that you can at the end of the manual you can write down the results in the tabular format. Okay. I hope that you have understood this experiment. Thank you.